Hi everyone, today I wanted to make a video on mindful presence and confusion, and talk a little bit about what to do in a situation where your mind is confused. And so when I was thinking about this and writing about this, I realized that a lot of confusion is in the mind, and the mind is trying to always work things out, trying to come to a conclusion, a solution, trying to fix things. And the thing is sometimes there's confusion in the mind, and so we can't fix things. There's no clarity. So what do we do in that situation? I think one of the things we do is to first notice the confusion and to name it and to say, okay, there's confusion in my mind. And we call this name it to tame it. So as soon as we notice confusion, we say there is confusion in the mind. And then we want to bring in some compassion for the confusion. So you might tell yourself something along the lines of, it's so difficult to be confused. It's so difficult for my mind to not have answers right now. It's so difficult for this energy in my mind, for it to swirl around and not have any clarity or solution to the problem that I'm dealing with. And so you bring that compassion first, and then you withdraw the energy from the mind. The mind has a lot of restless energy when it is confused. So you consciously withdraw the energy by falling into the body, bringing your attention into the body. And you bring attention to maybe the base of the spine, sitting here. If you're sitting on a chair, you're feeling the attention and the energy drop downwards to the base of the spine, and the spine making contact with the chair or the cushion that you're sitting in. You can also feel your feet on the ground, and feeling your feet on the ground is called grounding or earthing. So the feet are connecting to the earth, and the energy is being brought downwards to steady and to stabilize the energy and to withdraw all that energy, restless energy, from the mind. As soon as we do this, we can feel our body settling. We can maybe even feel our minds settling a little bit. You may still have thoughts, but it eventually starts to settle as you practice these grounding skills again and again and again. And then the next step is to notice how that steadiness and that anchoring is like almost, you've stopped shaking a bottle full of dirt. So the dirt is not kind of swirling around in your mind. It's actually settled to the bottom of the bottle, and that's the imagery that you can kind of bring in, that when we are still, or when we ground, that energy starts to settle downwards. Now, if you can't sit with this and you can't anchor through grounding, you can do some mindful walking with the confusion. So again, you are feeling the feet on the ground, and as you're walking, you're noticing the feet making a step, and then the other foot coming off of the ground, and then placing your foot on the ground, and then the other foot coming off. And you want to do this really slowly, because the more slowly you do it, the more conscious and aware you can be of your footsteps. Thich Nhat Hanh says, walk as if you're kissing the earth. So you can imagine, your feet kissing the earth, and you can walk with the confusion. Now, as you do this, it's kind of like also like, a camera lens, right? Like when we stop shaking a camera lens, we can steady it and we can see the picture very clearly. So once you do this, your mind starts to see things clearly for what they are. You see things as they are, and as you can see things as they are, then you can come to some wise choices. You can make some wise choices around the problem that you're having, or the dilemma that you have in your mind. And then this leads to skillful action, and skillful action and then leads to more clarity. So it's so beautiful because it's all interdependent, and once you start this process, you start to see the benefits and the gifts of this practice. But we cannot steady when there's so much energy. I mean, we can steady, but we can't feel steady when there's so much energy in the mind. So we need to withdraw that attention and ground. And you can use like a simple like statement or mantra, we call it sometimes, and you can say to yourself, ground, breathe, soothe, steady, and you can just keep repeating that again: ground, breathe, soothe, steady. Ground, breathe, soothe, steady. And as you say this in your mind over and over again, your body will start to settle and you'll get more clarity, and then the confusion will go away. So we cannot work things out in our mind when it's that confused. Okay, I think it's Einstein who says you can't use the same faculties to solve the problem, right? So if the problem is coming from the mind, the confusion, you can't use the mind to solve the confusion. You can't use the same faculty. You have to do something different. You have to use a different faculty. So this is a wonderful practice. So I would encourage you guys to practice and to challenge yourself to do this. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So any comments, just comment below, and please subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell, because then it will give you notice of when I'm posting videos. Okay, thank you.